Oh, hi there, my name's Beth, and this is the story of how I renovated my 1904 Dutch sailing barge. Well, this week it's Easter weekend, so it's a perfect weekend for DIY, but the weather's beautiful, so river trip? River trip. So you might have seen in the marina, and I think I've mentioned before, a boat called Highland Beauty, and she's a Rampart. She's a wooden motor cruiser, and she's not been here for that long, and needs a little bit of work to kind of the woodwork, the exterior woodwork. So there's a boat yard called Michael Dennett's upriver, and they are up in Chertsey. So it's quite a nice trip upriver. So we'll be heading all the way up the tidal Thames up to Teddington, and that's where they're going to stay overnight. The crew will return home overnight and then go back up the next day, and then we'll continue the trip from Teddington all the way up to Chertsey, and that's through Molesey, Shepperton, that kind of thing. So so it's a really interesting trip, and it's a bit of the river I've not shown you yet, so so it should be an exciting little trip, and a few locks along the way just to spice things up a bit. So so yeah, so as I say, that's 2 days of trip upriver. Otherwise, we've got lots of DIY to do. I've just recently taken delivery of all of the pine cladding for the ceiling, which is an amazing thing to receive. So I'm going to finish off the battens on the ceiling. That's the kind of the third level battens. I've got some extra battens to put over the top of the third level battens to make those a little bit higher. And then we're ready to start to put the ceiling up. It's not going to be a really easy job because I'll still need to cut a bit of the foam away to get the cladding in place. But yeah, we can start to do that. Next up, I'll be ordering all the electrics and getting all the lights and everything working. So it's really starting to take shape. So anyway, let's have a look at the wood first, and then we'll get onto the river trip later. I can work out where Bertie was, and I look down there, and I look down there, and he's there, king of the castle. So we've got all the timber loaded up. That is what £1,000 worth of wood looks like. It's expensive, isn't it? Oh. It's a day of deliveries today because these 2 boxes have just turned up. They were the mystery boxes that I put on the community tab and asked you to guess what was in them. So I'm going to show you what's in them now. My new mooring lines. I've got 100 metres and 100 metres of 3-ply hawser laid black for UV protection, 20mm polyester mooring lines. So that is my new mooring lines, and also some for my neighbours as well. So everyone that guessed it's rope or line, congratulations. Well, it's Easter Friday and the weather is absolutely beautiful. It's baking hot. We've just been to the supermarket for a run for the barbecue, and there is a load of boats going out today. So in the basin there are residential boats like mine, and there are leisure boats as well, and so the leisure boaters are down in force today. Obviously it's such a long weekend, and the weather is beautiful, so there's a little flotilla of boats that are heading up the river all the way up to Shepperton, I think, then overnight, and then some are continuing and some are turning back. I just started when after you crashed. I just started press play when just after you'd crashed in the side there, and you look cool now.
Come on.
You've just let the cow the bag by there. No, all of it's good.
Just did a 38-foot boat yesterday about it. It's 21 foot.
Yeah, he's sunning his bits, warming his bits. I've got some future burgers, and these actually take you into the future. So if you eat one burger 1 week, 2 burgers 2 weeks into the future. So I'll see you next month. I can hear the engines have started. Go for this sensor.
Hold. Oi.
It's slimy.
Yeah, you can see the E on the side there. So here we are at Teddington Lock. This is the final bit of the tidal Thames. So we've just moored up alongside because some boats are coming out, and we'll soon be going through the lock there onto the non-tidal Thames, and we're going to moor up there. And just in the distance there is a footbridge, and on the other side of that is a pub. So we're going to go there for a drink. So it's a second day, we're at Teddington and we're going to head up the river, just start the engine. Bertie's on board somewhere, but I think he's just at the helm position now, so yeah, we're ready to go. So you see the difference when we get through the lock there. This is now the non-tidal Thames, and you can see all of these boats are just moored up alongside the bank on the arm coast. All the previous moorings are all on floating pontoons and walkways, so yeah, we're on the non-tidal Thames now. So I think I found my next project. No, not that one. That one. So we've just come through Molesey Lock down there, and that large ship Magna Carta is a large hotel ship. And so if you want to have a night in a floating hotel, well, that's your ship. And of course with the lock here there's the weir just adjacent, which takes the regular flow of the water down the river, and the lock lifts us up a little bit. So yeah, we've just gone through Mosley. And then a little further up we're going to pass through Walton-on-Thames and then continue up to Chertsey. And it's just a beautiful day. So we're just passing this houseboat here, which is called Astoria, which is owned by the Pink Floyd guitarist David Gilmour. And he bought that back in the 80s and has done a huge amount of work to it, and it's now a floating recording studio. Just us coming through Sunbury Lock there, and the river is much narrower here. So here we are moored up at Shepperton Lock, and it's beautiful. But I didn't have the camera running, and as we're coming onto the landing there, we're waiting on the landing for the lock. And as we're coming on the landing, it must have been about 20-foot lasso over the bollard. I wasn't recording it, but it was amazing. Okay. Okay? Yeah. Perfect. All good? Perfect, yeah. So you might be able to hear the traffic noise of the M3 motorway popping over the top there. And we're in the countryside because there's some cows. Hi cows.